An estimated 3 million Latinos called New York City home, and a new poll shows some of their top priorities in the mayoral election. Among the poll's findings, 62% believe the city is moving in the wrong direction, and 49% oppose cooperating with ICE on deportations in the city. The poll reached 600 registered Latino voters with a 4% margin of error. Joining me now to discuss these findings and others in the polls is Frankie Miranda, the president and CEO of the Hispanic Federation. It's good to see you. Thank you for being here. One of the things that stood out to me, nearly 2/3 of those surveyed follow the news at least several times per week. And that is a strong show of interest.
Absolutely. Right? That is telling us that Latinos in the city are paying attention and that they want to hear more from these candidates. Traditionally, candidates have not really talked to our community in a culturally competent, linguistically competent way, which also affects the turnout. But by the fact that they are watching the news and want more information is telling us that they are paying attention and that there most likely will be a strong showing at the polls.
What do you think are the driving reasons behind so many people saying the city is moving in the wrong direction right now?
Well, it's a fact that our community had the biggest impact from COVID-19 pandemic, and they are still not recovered. It is not a surprise that the poll indicates that pocketbook issues are the most important issues for Latino voters in the city. Therefore, we know that there's a correlation of a community that worked so hard during the pandemic to keep everybody safe, but they have not enjoyed the recovery that other communities have enjoyed after the pandemic.
You know, you talk about safety. The NYPD continues to say that major crime numbers are down, but yet that is still a concern. What do you think is driving that? What is causing the Latino community to feel perhaps less safe in their own neighborhoods?
What is interesting is that while public safety is the second concern from Latino voters in this poll, we also see that they want to see more investment in mental health resources for the police and to act on emergencies. So it is just about what is the situation in the city, what's happening with homelessness, what's happening with crisis of mental health, and it's about public safety, but with a very interesting input on more resources for those that are most vulnerable in our community.
You know, at the top of the segment, I talked about 49% of respondents oppose cooperation with ICE agents on deportations in the city, but 43% actually support the cooperation. Can you give us some context and analysis for this? Because, of course, the Latino community is not a monolith, but I think the high number of people who actually support the deportations might surprise some of our viewers. Can you break that down for us?
I think that from the very beginning, Latinos have indicated that they want a humane treatment to the problem of immigration in this country. Many people have been waiting for years, decades sometimes, when it comes to their status of regulating their status. They're doing everything right. So there is frustration with the current state of affairs of what's going on in the immigration system across the United States. But at the same time, people want to make sure that people are treated fairly, that people are being treated with no bias, and that legal rights are being preserved. So it is something that people are still concerned, and they're still trying to find who is the candidate or who are the politicians, the party that is going to offer real solutions to this issue.
When you take a look at this poll, what stands out to you, other than what we just discussed, about how priorities are shifting, about what the community is looking for in its next mayor?
Well, we have been here before talking about pocketbook issues that are the #1 issue for our community. It is something that we have been talking since last year's presidential election, and this confirms that Latinos really want to hear solutions that are particularly to their communities. It is not about general economic issues or financial solutions. It is about what affects them. And this poll is indicating that Latinos are paying attention, that they want to hear about these issues. And we know that this mayoral election is going to impact politics across the United States. So very excited, but we still have 500,000 Latinos that have still not registered to vote. So this is the push before October 25th.
In our last couple of moments here and our last couple of weeks of the mayoral race, for those undecided voters, what do the candidates need to do to really stand out and gain the trust of these voters?
Continue talking to them about their issues. It is not enough just to say that you are the right candidate. You need to demonstrate that you are knowledgeable, that you know how their communities, their neighborhoods are being affected, and provide real solutions for people like them. Not just for the general city, but for people like them.
Thank you so much. Good